happened.
Now talk about your tag team action. We're two guys who don't even really fucking like each other, to be perfectly honest. And I'll curse a little bit. Yeah, this is Fringe. We're on the edge. Rhys Greenaway, former child star. Danny Magnum, former Convoy member. They're going to face off against the Goat Brigade, Kirk Warmack and Shane Sabre.
Sabre's heading out of the ring.
Mutton chops ahoy.
Oh, taking the belts.
No, he seems to have picked up
someone's
mark belt.
A mark belt. A child replica belt.
Yeah, we don't know that kid's name was Mark. We should be...
No, it could have been Dave. Could have been Dave belt.
Yeah. His name could have been Dave.
Goat Brigade checking out the trophy. Tag Team Championships.
Pretty confident they're going to walk away with it. These two guys. I spoke to them earlier today. Warmack was in the midst of a chicken breast, but Shane Sabre, pretty confident that they were going to be able to get through Danny Magnum and the former Kid in the Pool.
He's trying to pump the crowd up.
For those who were wondering, that is not Skeletor on the back of Rhys's tights. It is just his new logo, as he is the King of Skids. That waistlock going to go low. Shane Sabre able to pry it off. Works it into a reverse armbar now.
And hammerlock.
Yeah.
Back into the waistlock and down to the ground.
Well, you know who invented that hammerlock was that is often taught at the Terry Garvin School of Self-Defense. Top wrist lock, able to widen that arm right back around again. Jiminy, I tell you. Rhys rolls through.
Seeing some wrestling from Rhys.
You know,
I think he's catching Sabre off guard here.
I was going to say, it's not the worst thing in the world to see some wrestling out of Rhys for once.
Definitely
He's a brawling guy. I enjoy to see him to brawl and to plunder and all that, but I mean, it's nice to see him actually work once in a while. Actually really wrestle somebody.
Sabre, no slouch in the... Yeah.
Oh, certainly not.
No slouch in the technical department, but I think Rhys is catching him by surprise here.
Well, and to be perfectly honest, I think the thing that catches me most by surprise is Danny Magnum. This is a guy who you and I saw a few years ago and was north of 250. Had definitely put on a significant amount of weight, and now look at him. The man looks like a Porsche. He is a well-tuned wrestling machine.
Absolutely. I actually I hadn't seen him for a bit, and when I did see him...
You weren't even sure it was him.
I was not. I was like, that guy looks like Danny.
You asked me, you were like, is that the guy from the 18-wheel ordeal? And I said, it most certainly is. Very similar to a Husky Harris Bray Wyatt level of transformation, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. And unloading in the
firing
corner.
off of those 38 specials that he calls his fists.
The tag is made to Warmack.
Warmack is a machine. There's nothing you can say that to really downgrade that man. He is absolutely a pristine machine of wrestling prowess. But I mean, at the same time, he has a house of bricks. I mean, really heavy power.
And I think in this case we'll have to call Magnum Big Bad Wolf because he's having his way with that house of bricks right now. Or was.
That's excellent.
Was.
Huffing and puffing.
It was the perfect perfect comment, and then
well
of course,
well segued.
Then of course, Warmack has to take control of the match. That's fine. Good for him.
You know what? I was impressed there. Rhys saving Danny Magnum. For two guys who don't really like each other, I mean, these title belts really have to matter if he was willing to save a guy that he really couldn't give a shit about.
Really good save too.
Look at Danny Magnum.
Off the top.
2 years ago, would you have ever expected Danny Magnum to go off the top?
Oh, dear God,
anywhere?
No.
Nobody would have.
Oh, dear God,
Nobody would have. Then it only shows the amount of work that Danny Magnum
takes the Goat Brigade down. What's going to happen
next? He's putting into his career, and oh my God, I think Rhys
coming after them. Setting them up and knocking them down.
I thought he was going to go for that cannonball, but no, instead just decided he was going to mash everybody with his absolutely immense frame.
He's grabbing a limb. It turns out to be Warmack's limb. Throws him back in the ring. Throws Magnum back in the ring.
Noticed quite a few people wearing Rhys shirts out there too.
And there's the set.
It's strong fan base. Of course, people know Rhys Greenaway as being wrestler for Busted Knuckle Pro Wrestling out towards Niagara Falls. Quality promotion with Justin Sane as the champion.
Had a feeling there might have been a reason.
I just want to mention Justin Sane is amazing.
He's showing off his
This
power.
just in, Jones.
Dumping
Justin
Warmack.
Sane is amazing.
Why? Wait, your client, Justin Sane, is amazing?
This just in, I just received the bulletin. My client is amazing. And if you haven't understood it already, just get there.
Duly noted. Team Frenemies actually working all right here.
Yeah, and you know what? To be absolutely honest, I'm surprised. These two guys were having a significant argument before the show even started. I believe it was over cookies.
I think so.
But I mean, like, just these two guys, like, they're willing to get along. They get along to get along. If that makes sense. They'll
Magnum
go along
taking on the entire Goat Brigade.
Able to switch out there. Warmack takes the heat on that one. Here comes Magnum with a roll-up. Wow.
And
wow.
Right back into Warmack's face. Surprising efficiency
this is a
of
brand new
movement.
Danny Magnum, if you ask me.
Absolutely. But luck finally runs out and catches a hard right. Sabre with the pin.
I'm shocked that it even went to a 2. To be perfectly honest, I think his shoulder was up at 1.5. Sabre now smart enough to fire Magnum into his own corner so they can mug him now.
Isolating him from his team.
Well, and really that's the important thing. If you can cut that ring in half, really, Gorilla, if you can cut that ring in half, you can do anything you want, baby.
I don't have a good Gorillaism.
That's
Come
okay,
back
don't
with
worry
that.
about it. You can say it's a happening.
That's fine. Rhys trying to fight his way in, doing nothing but
You're
causing...
not even going to mention you saw my movie, The Running Man. Well, I did see it, Jeff, and it is a happening. How's a movie a happening?
Except for
as Warmack is just like distracting everybody else now. Magnum gets choked out in the corner. I'm telling you, Dave Dredd is an old man. He is an old referee, and perhaps maybe he needs to be replaced.
Well, we prefer the term veteran.
He is
Hard
old.
chop to Danny Magnum.
He is on Social Security now, that Dave Dredd, and let me tell you, he needs to get his
Dodges out of the other one, reverses it into Sabre.
I'm
Sabre
shocked Danny
reverses
Magnum was
again.
able to duck that after the beating he's taken. He has absolutely been fed here for the most part.
He's lost the weight, but he hasn't lost the toughness.
No, he's absolutely still made of steel, but I mean, the fact is that can only hold for so long. I mean, they've crossed him over now.
Back hard into the corner.
That could dislocate his shoulder.
Spine first, arms twisted. Not a good way to go.
Tell you, my manager sense is tingling, and if Danny Magnum ever gets sick and tired of playing around with Rhys, I'd be happy to take him under my wing as well. That's another guy that I think I could do a lot with.
Well, if you end up signing half the locker room, then yeah, you're a force to be reckoned with, definitely.
Who says I don't have that? Who says it's not already in the cards? You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know me. You don't know what conversations have taken place this week.
No, that's true. I don't.
Changes afoot, my friend.
Warmack hard in the corner. Sabre
follows it up with that great flying elbow
off Rhys, hoping to draw him in again.
Tremendous suplex there. Almost thought Danny Magnum was going to bridge out, to be honest.
That would have been pretty cool.
Well, at the shape he's at now, I would think that guy can bridge anytime now.
Only
Whereas before, it might have been a far cry.
Russian legs.
We cannot mention enough about how improved Danny Magnum has been over these last few years, and certainly the incredible changes that have gone on with him have clearly worked out for his team's benefit.
Well, he is holding the title.
I'm losing my
Warmack up and over and into Magnum's knees. Warmack
Here comes Mutton Chops. Almost able to break up that tag, but no. Here comes Rhys. He's a house of fire. Clotheslines for everybody.
He seems to have quite a few of them. Warmack ducks under. Goes up top.
He telegraphed that a bit, but wow. Able to grab both guys.
He has both.
Wow. Nobody's jacked up like Rhys now. Who's the kid in the pool? Let's go. Here go the straps.
The top. I would maybe not do that, but whatever.
No, straps are down. He means business. Gonna roll the dice. Boom. Sabre's dead on his feet. Unless Warmack can wake up. I can't understand that at all.
He gets the 2 count. Warmack back in.
Kick out of that. That's insane. This is it. No. Able to reverse out. No, Rhys is having none of it. He says, let's go.
Tagging back into Magnum.
That's a little shocking.
Magnum going up top. Sabre getting lifted up.
Almost good for that double team maneuver. No, dropped back. This may be it now. Sabre may have him. Danny Magnum seems to have disappeared.
Yep.
Warmack must have took care of him because here comes Warmack from that side. They've got Rhys up. Finley roll? No! Magnum able to take out. Magnum took out Sabre. I was going to say, took out Warmack as well with a spear. They've got to follow up. They've got to capitalize on this.
Absolutely. It's getting to the point where anyone can take this. I mean, both teams have dealt out so much punishment to each other.
Double team. Wow, what an eliminator.
That could do it right there.
That should be enough to put Warmack away. That guy's crawling, but I mean, that should be enough.
A double pin.
On top. Sabre with that crazy save out of nowhere. Not literally out of nowhere. I mean,
adding a punctuation point.
Able to feed him into that DVD.
Again.
DVD cutter. I don't understand how Sabre is even perpendicular.
I think that was just nerve spasms holding him up right at that point.
Warmack able to pull Dave Dredd out. Rhys is having none of it. No, let's go.
Right after him. Hot on his heels.
Laying him out with those big soup bone hands. They're just dummying each other on the outside of the ring.
Who's the legal man right now? Is this?
I believe it's Danny Magnum and Shane Sabre, but I mean, I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. I think we got one legal man in and one out in this case.
Dave Dredd doesn't even seem to know who's
Sabre.
Wait, here we go. Dave Dredd, 1, 2, 3, new tag team champions.
You know what? I am going to put this up to the board because I think we had a mix there. Sabre came in with the save.
You know what?
So I don't think he was the legal man.
Close enough only ever counts in hand grenades and horseshoes.
True.
But I mean, to be perfectly honest, maybe this was the best thing for Rhys and Magnum. The two guys who really didn't like each other that much, maybe they're better off going their own separate ways.
Well, referee calling it a win for the Go Brigade. So that's what it goes down in the books as.
One has to wonder if there's a tag team even in Fringe now that can really measure up to the Go Brigade. I mean, really, to be perfectly honest, Frenemies were able to finish off the dynasty. We haven't seen them since they dropped Tommy Powers on his head.
That's right. Rhys having a hard time believing what's just happened.
Well, Sig is believing it. He didn't see any of it. But he does see Danny Magnum
looks
going
like
down.
the end of what was the...
Quote a famous movie, this is the end, my friend.
Oh, lets him back down.
That close, maybe? I love you, but I don't.
Now they're... Yeah.
I love you, but I don't. Whatever.
That's
it. You know what? Danny Magnum has got to figure out what he wants out of life. Do you want friends or do you want to make the money? Because I'll tell you something, I've already got friends.